Thank you.
So I found out about your gaming passion while listening to your new podcast. Tell me about it.
Oh yeah, Jabs at Just Awkward Buddies. Yeah, that was in the making for about 4 years.
Okay.
We were actually going to, me and my buddies John and Jamie were on the show with me. We're driving to Chicago for the Cleveland Indians Chicago Cubs World Series. It was Game 5, I believe, right? Yes, Game 5. And I was like, hey guys, and we're just sitting there talking the whole time in Chicago, nonstop, just back and forth, back and forth. There's no awkward silences. We're just, I'm like, man, you guys, you know what? I was like, I've been really thinking about podcasts. I think it would be great to do a podcast. And they're like, hell yeah, so we tried to do it. And then like, just things were getting in the way. People were saying no. And then of course I was listening to people being an idiot. And then I bought all the stuff and it just sat in a box for like 2 years. And finally, I got done with the fight with my wife, and I'm like, I'm doing the podcast. I don't care anymore. And she's like, do what you want. And then so here we are.
Hell yeah. So I know you've had Jeremy Piven on as a guest, which is a great guest. Is he just like a friend of yours? Yeah, I met him about a year and a half ago. I met him maybe 2 years ago. We had an opening at the Hard Rock in Fort Lauderdale, the Seminole. Oh, okay.
And it was great. We just started, chopping it up, and we just kept in contact since. And he's a really good guy. He's funny, and it was great. And he came in for a comedy show. It kind of worked out. I'm like, listen, you got to do me one favor. Then I'll go to your show, but you got to come on my podcast. He's like, absolutely. So. Yeah. And
your other guest that you had on was my buddy Mojo.
Oh, how can I love that guy? That's like the best guy ever. I love that guy. Like he's just.
How did you guys meet? What's this relationship? I was like, because I was flipping. I'm like doing all my research, sit down, talk to you. I was like, Mojo, what the?
Yeah, so right after I won the title, when I won the title the first time, we were was it Rehab? Is that the one at is it called the Rehab? I think it's Rehab.
Maybe. I never leave my house in Las Vegas, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm hammered most of the time when I'm there, so I don't remember. I'm like, hey, where are we at? What Republic? What? No. He was with Gronkowski and his brother, and we're all hanging out doing our thing. And I just, I met those guys, and I just started talking to Mojo, and he was just, life of the party, man. He was just dancing, doing his thing. I'm like, this dude's awesome. And we just kind of started like, we started direct messaging each other, and then we just kind of just, here we are, and we touched each other.
Was he wearing his Zubaz when you guys met?
100%. And then he sent me a bunch for me. I have like 8 pairs at home.
Are you wearing them?
Not right now. No, I do wear them though. But
like in general, you do wear them around the house.
Oh yeah.
That's the beauty of married life though. Cause Mojo pulls some babes though. I will say that guy knows how to wheel and deal out there. It's amazing to see.
Right. I was in Boston for a fight, and he sent me a video maybe after the fight. He's like, what's up, Playboy? He's like 2 girls with him. Like, I'm like, how's this man do it? Like I want to live his life. No, I wouldn't change. I love my wife.
He does just watching him in his own little bubble and atmosphere. Like I've never seen him out with Gronkowski, but I figured that was the pull of come hang out with me and Gronk. But when he's out on his own, the dude is just firing and all. I've never seen him just mellow. Right? He's always at 10. He's always at 10 or 11.
I love it. That's what I love about him. He's just his energy. You just feed off it. I could be having a bad day, and I talk to the guy. I'm like, it's I'm like a rise from a phoenix coming out of the ashes. Like that guy, I
don't get hyped. I stay hyped.
Right? He's such a sweetheart too, because we were actually at Disney World in Orlando. We were there, and I was like, hey, let's hang out. And he's like, yeah, for sure. So he was gonna meet us in Disney Springs, and my daughter actually got a fever, so we went back home. Like, hey, I had to cancel. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. He was on his way. He's like, dude, don't worry. He's like, listen, baby comes first. And then my wife was like, hey, just have him come to the hotel. So I'm like, hey, do you mind coming to the hotel? And he said, yeah, no problem. And then he texts or calls me and goes, hey, do you need anything for the baby? I can stop at CVS, medicine. I'm like, what a great guy.
Yeah.
Right. Going out of his way to say that means a lot more than anything. Trust me. That's just that's so thoughtful.
He's a very good dude at heart. He comes out loud and proud, ready to party, but he is a very good dude.
Yes.
Sweet Mojo.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I can't wait to message him. Just I basically just talked about you during the podcast. I hope that you're happy. I was trying to get dirt on you from him actually, and he was just I don't know, talk about our time in Vegas.
Yeah.
Everyone has a weird story in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, the one time I remember running in Gronk's brother was like, "Hey, dude, just use the bathroom in a condo." I'm like, "Oh, for sure," So I walk in there and I'm coming out of the bathroom, and there's Mojo running in with a girl going to the stairs, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And you hear Mojo going, "Hey," like a little laugh. It was so funny.